Hello everyone, this is A91, aka Movie Expert 91, coming at you with some more Control. Where we last left off, we cleared all that nasty shit from the pipes, nasty moldy stuff. We started up the converters. We also had like some sort of massive attack where the soldiers used to be, while home dude Artrice security guy was chilling in the room while his buddies were getting massacred. And let's see, we also just got this new hotline thing, so we gotta check that out. Internal lockdown.
So much is expected from the director. The responsibility, the privilege to steer the Bureau into dangerous waters and safely out again. To inspire and lead its people, to protect them. The board is there to advise you, but they want things in return. You hold all this in your old, trembling hands. I had to lose everything before I could see the Bureau is the director's life. There's no room for anything else. If the forces contained here escaped, we'd be dragged back into an age of superstition, terror, death. Assuming you think we ever really left that behind. Any emergency, any major containment breach, and the lockdown goes into effect. I implemented this security measure in my first years as director.
Smart idea.
I knew we were vulnerable. I'd personally seen the cost of sloppiness. I made sure the internal lockdown could only be lifted by a directorial override, only to be used when the director is confident the sectors are safe to be opened again. This way, the director is the last line of defense. And if I screw up, it's on me, and me alone.
Interesting. So he looks like he wanted to have all the responsibility only because if something bad happened, and he being Trench, if something bad happened, he would be the one to blame and no one else would get in trouble. So he had like this sense of responsibility where he felt obligated to be the reason whether or not they lived or died. And that could be taken both ways. It could be taken the fact that he truly cared about his fellow man and woman and wanted to make sure that they weren't, gone after something bad happened. Or he had a power complex or a god complex where he wanted to be the overall ruler between life and death. So, it could be interpreted in multiple ways. Remember when we first started doing all this, we were up there? We're down here now. We gotta go ahead and pull the switch. Or push this. Oh, never mind. We gotta stick our gun in it. Oh, it's like a key. Oh, that's cool. So that way the director really could only be the person to do it. It's only the director to wield that gun. That's really nifty, I like that.
That's it. The other sector should be open now. I think it's time I told Emily why I'm here. I'll risk it. You two should get to know each other.
Yeah, I'm still confused. Hold on. I'm still confused as to who we are to Jessie. Why we exist. Clearly we're some sort of voice in her head, or maybe she's schizophrenic, maybe she has a split personality, maybe her psyche's broken, I don't know. Or maybe she's just like super gifted with psychic abilities and she's just got telekinetic powers and all that. Obviously because she picked up the floppy disk and all that shit, but I can't claim to understand who we are in her story, and I know we're probably gonna figure out at some point. First and foremost, get that the fuck out of here. Okay. Where are we going? We're going back to Emily, aren't we? So we can go ahead and teleport over there. Oh, we should probably just use the control point then. I didn't think about that. I mean, there's some stuff we missed, though. Remember, we have access to Security Level 2 now. Book Club Lopez. Unless you were reviewed by Captain Lopez. These days, most YA novels, young adult novels, intertwine the coming-of-age story with either a tribe dystopian setting or a tragic romance, unless you manage to do both. Oh, it's a book review. In the story, the protagonist and her love interest search for a cure to a virus called the Fitz, which is simultaneously killing her and spreading across the whole world. To find the cure, they go on expeditions into dangerous, uncharted territories. The people all live in walled cities now with this dystopian future, and along the way, they have to fall in love. Of course, they do. Most protagonists and their romance partners are shipped together pretty early on. But then again, I can't say most, but I know a lot of people do that. I myself, being a writer, I understand this. I liked how we never got to know if the Fitz was ever actually fixed. The ending was bold, especially for young adult. The main character succumbs to the Fitz, but she's so close to the cure, and commands her love interest to go on to save the world. She knows this is the end for her, but that job just don't get done. She dies out in the unknown, alone, and surrounded by danger, but never loses sight of the goal. That's a good soldier's death. That's depressing. I did the book 3 out of 5. I feel most of the teenage angst is a little lost on me, but I'd recommend it to my brother's kids. But it's a young adult novel. You gotta expect that. Then again, Harry Potter's a young adult novel, so I mean, you know, to each their own. You gotta expect that stuff because, you know, it's not meant for adults. Now, the shit that I write is meant for adults, and the kids shouldn't be nowhere near it. Most of the shit that I write, I can't say all of it. Oh, we had to go this way anyway. Alright. We need to go... Executive Sector? Still Executive Sector. I need some water. Sorry you guys heard that. But like, it's interesting about all this stuff going on, like Trench and Ati and Ashir or Ashir, Emily, all of them. They're all part of this complex story full of like twists and turns, and you know, but the director being who the director is and having overall power, and you know, it's crazy. So we gotta talk to Emily again, who's usually in the boardroom. What's up, girl?
Jesse, you made it.
Yeah, no shit.
You lifted the internal lockdown. Let's talk, Emily. Yes, of course.
Goddamn right, I lifted the lockdown. All right.
Listen,
Emily's actually really pretty.
Screw it. Just tell her. I haven't been completely honest. I have a younger brother, Dylan. When we were kids, we found an old slide projector in Ordinary's landfill. The slides created doorways to other places.
Oh,
Bad
this is an
things
object of
happened.
power.
Came through. That's all she gets. The rest stays locked inside. But we found help. Through one of the doorways, we met something. A being.
A being? What kind of being?
It's hard to describe, but she helped us. We managed to turn the projector off. The bad things that came through the doorways were gone.
Interesting.
After that, your people came. Tried to grab us. I ran away. They got Dylan.
I left him behind.
Bureau agents took your brother?
Yes. You covered it up. No one believed me. I just want to find Dylan. I've been looking for him ever since.
What happened to the slide projector? It sounds like another object of power.
That's exactly what I said.
I thought you took it. The Bureau. Along with Dylan.
I've never heard of it. But around here, I assume everything's classified. You know, I looked into the ordinary AWE case files after you mentioned it. Trench and Darling were both involved.
No shit.
A large area of the containment sector was reserved for it. The case hasn't been active for a long time. I have no idea if anything's still there. Can you tell me more about this being you found?
Let's hope you two get along.
She's been with me ever since Ordinary. In my head. She led me to you.
Oh, so
I
where this
call her
being?
Polaris.
As in a guiding star. Did Polaris know about the hiss? If she got you in here in spite of the lockdown, she's very powerful. Which may help explain your test results. Your readings are incredible, Jesse. Now, cross-referencing them with the database, I found 2 matches in Darling's old classified files. Unfortunately, I can't access them beyond the file codes.
So where
One was
Polaris?
P6, referring to a prime candidate for a potential future bureau director. This was logged years ago.
Dylan. Is that Dylan?
The other match is on something called Hedron, which must be connected to these Hedron resonance amplifiers somehow. All I know is that Marshall went to the research sector to secure the HRA production after the Hiss first attacked.
So, Marshall seems like our best lead on Dylan.
I need to go after her. How can I get to the research sector?
Use my keycard. The sector elevator will take you there.
Ooh, clearance level 3. Nice.
Marshall is the next step. What Emily told me about Ordinary, my powers being connected to things in the Bureau's past. I am so close to something. Do you feel it?
So we're Polaris.
Something's coming.
Well, we're Jesse, but
Dares to come for a visit. I helped you. You owe me now. And when time comes, I will come calling.
I already helped you, jackass. What the hell are you talking about? When the time comes, all it don't call it. Fuck you, RT. Whoa, wait, what? I got 19 minutes to do this? Well, first and foremost, okay, hold on. I gotta pause this for a second. Actually, let's press back. Right, so Dylan was obviously her brother, was taken. They were gonna take her too, but she ran away. Polaris is the being that came out of one of the slides and possessed her. She talks to Polaris as if they're like close, buddy. And I have a feeling that we're Polaris and we're controlling Jesse. That's just my hunch. I mean, it's just something I'm thinking about. But it's I mean, the plot's thickening right now. I have to say that much. Forward countermeasures, till enemies with service weapon in charge mode. Still hit stars, explosive sector, executive sector using spin, kill mold hosts. Go to the NSC energy converters. Okay, so I'm gonna go help out Ati first. Well, let's see what this is. Initial impressions. Initial encounters with an entity known as the Hiss have revealed various behavioral facts. Most notably, the Hiss is able to invade or corrupt control points, altered items, and even humans, radically changing their behavior. Curiously, any person wearing one of the wearable HRA devices that Dr. Darling has been distributing over the past few weeks was not affected by this corruption, and I have a feeling that's going to come into effect later in this game where they don't work anymore. I have a feeling. The only known exception to this fact is the director Jesse Faden, who possesses an inherent immunity to his, which is obviously Polaris that's protecting her. This to indicate that she has already been corrupted, but her behavior is so in contrast to that of the other Hiss that I have dismissed the theory. My final observation comes from Miss Faden herself. She is able to cleanse material and organisms of the Hiss corruption. We tested this ability on a Hiss corrupted entity, but unfortunately the process seems to kill the host. Perhaps the host's physiology becomes reliant on the Hiss. More work to be done. Refer to file blank for full report. Oh, another hotline. The Hiss. The board's worried about the Hiss now. They're worried the Hiss is going to come get them. Interesting. So we gotta go help Ati down in maintenance real quick.
They're saying Trench was shot dead. The situation's getting worse.
I saw Trench.
Yeah, I know Trench was shot dead. 50% launch damage, hell yeah. We need 3 points for that, and we have 2. Launch-based enemies and their health is low. Yes. I want that. So when their health is low, I just throw them. That'd be fucking hilarious.
And Darling arguing a couple weeks ago. Trent.
Astral constructs. Can I make the spin gun yet? Oh, fuck yeah.
Was furious. You don't think Darling...
0 out of 5. Interesting.
Don't be stupid.
Alright, so let's equip. Let's replace Shatter with the spin gun. What is this? Accuracy plus 13%. Ooh, rate of fire. Plus 17% rate of fire. I don't know if I'd rather have damage or accuracy. I don't want that. Don't care much about that. No, let's do accuracy for now. Alright, let's go back down to maintenance and help out Auntie real quick. Because I got, apparently it's timed. Maintenance. Go to maintenance sector and see where that goes. So this is getting really, like, really thick when it comes to the plot, because Emily thinks that us, or we, as in Jesse, is already corrupt, which is why she's immune to the Hiss. So does that mean Polaris is a host? Well, a host, but is like a parasite, but or more so a demon, or maybe even just a spirit. Polaris is giving her the immunity to the Hiss because maybe Polaris is Hiss herself. And I'm wondering if we, as the protagonist, are playing as Jesse, or are we playing as Polaris controlling Jesse? which is why Jesse directs when she speaks about Polaris or speaks to Polaris, she's directing towards us. She says you, so obviously she's talking about Polaris, but maybe we are Polaris. I mean, I'm just speculating. I mean, the story is so thick, it's ridiculous. I know I'm saying that word a lot, but I'm just it's open to interpretation. NSC energy. Whoops. NSC. Ah, shit. Isn't there like a direct spot for that? Maintenance sector access corridor. Now let's just find this. Ooh, this spin's gonna be nice. Thresholds. The oldest house is a place in flux. Thresholds appear with no warning. What the threshold will contain is a question we can only answer once it manifests. The widely accepted theory is that thresholds are dimensions vibrating at a blank frequency different from our own. When these frequencies match, the threshold will manifest in the oldest house, which acts as a blank. Others theorize thresholds are parallel universes, or possibly our own reality at a different point in time. Some believe our collection of altered materials affects the house or attracts the thresholds. We do know for certain that the thresholds are not permanent. Eventually their frequency will shift. Some believe Earth itself is just another threshold connected to the oldest house, which is actually rooted in some other reality. This theory, while impossible to disprove, causes blank in those who learn of it, so it is actively denied. So, if anyone comes up with this theory, they're disproved. They're put off as someone insane. I mean, that's what I'm getting from the letter anyway. Consecutive kill boost. Damage after kill plus 41%. That's pretty good. There we go. Anything in these bathrooms I need to know about? These are pretty nice bathrooms, actually. I'm glad I came in here. Shatter and projectile choke. Launch energy cost minus 11%. Interesting. Exclusive to Shatter. Oh, okay, that's a Shatter mod. Alright. We gotta find home dude Ati, wherever the hell he is. Gee, his turn as well. Hey, just little body. That's ugly. Eh, I just killed him with his buddy. Ow, you fucker. Oh, you're gonna hit with the fucking water thing itself. Yeah. Maybe the spin was not as good as I thought it was. I mean, it's an auto weapon, so I'm gonna try to give it another shot, but maybe that was just a sub-quest or something. I mean, if I help Ati out, I have a feeling he might help me out. I don't know if I'm able to redo that quest or not. Honestly, I should probably switch between Shatter and Spin. The Shatter is really good done up close. It does a lot of damage. Some weird looking fucking blood just blowing around. Do I still have that mission? This is a failed mission. Oh, that shit. Yep, I failed the mission. Okay, well, that blows. Gotta go to research sector, I assume, because that is where I got my key card, or excuse me, where I got my key card too. Okay, sorry about the silence. I assume we have to go to the research center. What we're gonna do real quick, we got grip and spin. Best use control bursts. Interesting. Oh, there you go. Central research. I was trying to read the sign, but it's like, nope, the game's like, there you go.